Well, it is the fifth week of LCS with coverage brought to you by Alienware. I'm joined on the very first day here by Ryoma, who has made a return now to the starting roster of 100 Thieves. Ryoma, how did this all happen? What happened on your end? When did they start to approach you? Maybe you can kind of give me your side of the story.
I'd say my side of the story is more like I felt like I obviously had a really rough year in 2020. I think it was the roughest year I had for as a pro. For me, it was a very like big reality check. I felt like I needed time in academy to prove that I can actually play in LCS again, and I do think I can play in LCS. Also, I thought in academy that I played. I'd say I played like the best that I could have. I'd say I was up there. I think with most of the mid laners, but there's still a lot for me to improve on. And yeah, I felt like when I heard that, I was gonna be practicing this week, I felt like this was my chance, and I felt like I have grown, like not grown a lot, but improved a lot since 2020. But that's just my side.
Yeah. I mean, certainly it seems like there was the people that do follow Academy were coming out and basically saying like, "Hey, maybe this is not as crazy as some people think it is." So then what was sort of the timeline? I mean, I don't know if you were scrimming with them this entire week or like did Papa Smithy come to you and be like, "You're in."
I think it was a bit of everyone. I'm very close with the LCS team. Like, I think I came into review. Like, I used to watch a lot of their reviews, even just in person, just like watch and still learn a lot. Even though I still wasn't like, even though I was in academy, I felt like I really wanted to, you know, I was eager to still improve a lot and just have a more leadership role in academy. And I felt like that was going to be important when I moved up.
And so it wasn't just. It sounds like the whole team was ready to have you come on board.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I have a speaking of teams and teammates, I have a clip to share with you.
You want a Ryoma question now? Ryoma question? Um, Ask him if he misses me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I miss Will. I think we had a lot of good times. It was even though 2020 was a bit rough. I think we actually had a lot of good times, and he did help me a lot, even though I was getting a lot of blast. But he did help me a lot and gave me a lot of advice on that, and I still take it this year.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Well, one of the I just wanted to kind of throw it out there because I thought it might be fun, but I also just did an interview with Jiizuke. I don't know which will hit this channel when, but I asked him a lot about playing against you. He said he thought it made a lot of sense to have you in instead of Demonte, and we talked a little bit about that. But I'm also kind of curious, since I'm interviewing both you guys facing head to head, what do you think of Jiizuke and sort of the playing against him in this game?
Um, I mean, even though he had like a bit of a rough early game, I think I can definitely see like what the plays he's going for. So, um, a lot of his deaths, I'd say, obviously it's like bad to die, but I can see like it's very high risk, high reward. I think he's always been that player, and when it comes to like impact levels, like I'd say he's like really up there on like like I'd say I feel pressured from him a lot. Like I feel like he knows what he's doing in lane, and most NA mids, I don't think. I mean, I think Jensen's up there too, but I think most of them like they don't really care too much about it. But I
You
feel
mean
like when
like
I verse
LCS
Jiizuke,
mids? Because when you
yeah,
say NA
LCS
mids,
mids,
some
yeah,
people might. Yeah, LCS
yeah, yeah,
mids.
okay, yeah, LCS mids, I feel like they don't really care too much about it. But when I verse like Jiizuke, I feel like he kind of knows what he wants to do with his wave and his timers, and I feel like that's what makes him good. Even like when it comes to side laning, especially, I think that's where he like I'd say he shines.
I mean, a lot of people have been criticizing him both last year and this year and saying he's like not that good, or even calling him a coin flip player. I don't expect you to just like say he sucks or anything like that. But what do you think of those assessments, and do you think he has like clear weaknesses?
I mean, yeah, I think he does have weaknesses for sure. Like it shows, but I can also I see a lot of like his play like really like rewarding. I remember there was a time when we versed him and he was playing Malzahar and he just started like proxying our base and he was in like lethal range, but like it just felt like he just understands like the map pretty well, I'd say. Even though like he dies, I think he is trying to do as much as he can as his mid like as a role, as his role,
Gotcha. Okay.
which impresses me a lot
Yeah. Very
because
good.
it does
Well,
take a lot of guts, I think.
other than the Jiizuke stuff, kind of going back to 100 Thieves, what has it been like for you now playing on the LCS team again?
I think this roster is pretty good. I'd say. I think we only had 3 days of practice. Obviously, it's no excuse, right? I think we're still getting there, and I really do believe that we will be the best team as long as we keep improving. And I still think there's a lot for us to improve on. I think it's very minor things that end up being really big, and I think once we fix that, I think 100 Thieves will come back to where they were.
Gotcha. By the way, are you expecting to continue to play with the team going forward and potentially into playoffs? Like, I don't know if it's been communicated to you how much of a permanent move this is.
I'd say for me, I'm obviously gonna keep doing my best, but I don't think there's an answer to that yet. But I'll probably, or for me, I mean, obviously I would want to keep playing, but it just depends on how much we keep improving as a team. And I think this week has been pretty good for compared to the previous times.
Yeah.
For 100 Ds.
Well, hey, Ryoma, it's great to talk to you again. I really, it's always a pleasure, and I always have enjoyed chatting with you in these interviews, even all the way back to last year. Is there anything that you want to say to any of the fans out there?
Yeah, to the fans that I have, and the people that are fans of 100 Thieves, I think, I know once we figure out our problems, I think we'll be the best team for sure. I just think we just need a bit of time, and I think your support matters a lot as well. I do think we have like people that are best in their roles, and I think it's just up to how much we improve, especially me.
Very good. Well, hey, thank you so much, Ryoma, for the interview. And for everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things LCS right here on my YouTube channel. You know, when I walk down the street in a mask, people yell at me and they say, "Is that gaming god Travis Gafford?" And it's always kind of embarrassing. I'm like, I kind of like cover the mask a little bit more, try to duck away. But then eventually a lot of people are all yelling about it. And what people don't know is that I would not be the gaming god that I am today without Alienware. You can check them out in the description, alienware.com/Travis10off. It'll save you 10% off your order. And then maybe you can get people cheering your name randomly on the street. I can't guarantee it. There's no promises, right? Like, this is not like a legally binding. Like, if there's fine print at the bottom, and there's not, because I don't want my editor to spend time doing that. But if there was, it would say that there's no guarantee that that's going to happen. Look, I just don't want any liability around this. But alienware.com/Travis, Travis10off. Check the link in the description. Use that code, save 10%, and it'll help me create content like this. The video that you just watched, I mean, specifically, and the other videos on this channel.